Hi everyone, it's Lene. Thank you so much for stopping by my channel today. I have a sweet little Thanksgiving recipe paper bag book to show you today. This one has cute little pockets and a little flip-flap pocket with tags. There's a digital download for that for you. I love all of those yummy Thanksgiving recipes that grandmas and aunties have and that we all share for Thanksgiving. So I wanted to create a book that you could easily make multiple of, copy recipes, and then share them this Thanksgiving with family and friends. It'd be a great thing to do for any time of the year, but this one is fall inspired. If you hang around to the end of this video, I'll be telling you how you can win this one for your own, well, to keep or to share. And I can't wait to show you all the fun tips that I have. So let's make a Thanksgiving recipe book together. All right, so the first thing we're going to start with is our base to our little book here. So I'm starting with gift sacks. These are from Hobby Lobby, and they measure 5 inches by 10 inches tall. This craft is really easily adjustable to just any size bag, so I'm going to be showing you how we do that throughout it. So once we have our bags, we're going to need 3 of them, and then we're going to cut these down, these 3 bags. We're going to cut them down to 7 inches tall, right across the top. All right, so we'll have all 3 of those. The other thing that I'm using a lot through this project is craft paper. This is 120 GSM. I got this on Amazon, links down below. And it's about the weight of copy paper. It's maybe a little thicker than printer copy paper, but that is easily substituted. I just love the texture of it because there is that sort of paper grocery sack sort of texture to it, and the color is just great for fall. Then for our patterned paper, I'm really excited to show you this. This is Autumn Garden. This is brand new from hot off the press. The link is down below. And you get 2 of every one of the papers I'm going to show you here. So this is so gorgeous, but I'm actually going to cut these pumpkins out and use them on my cover. Got this beautiful golden yellow. We're going to cut out some of these card toppers. We're going to use this border a lot. In fact, I'm just going to set that aside. And we're going to use this one a lot. An adorable little kitty. And then this is so great. It comes with all of these little tags and sayings. We're going to use that as well. All right, so the first measuring sort of thing we're going to be needing to do is for what we're using to cover these pockets. So these little, well, these are going to turn into little pockets. So this one right here, I'm going to start with this one actually. So for this one, I'm using 2 of these from this sheet, okay? And then we're cutting out 1 more from the second sheet. And these are going to be the little pocket fronts, okay? And these measure 4 5/8 by 2 3/4. Don't worry, I'll give you that measurement again. And then we're going to use the back of this to make some full pages for the cover, the front and back cover. So we'll see that again. And then for this one, we're going to need at least 1 page. I call these full pages. We're going to take that from right there in the corner. And these measure 4 3/4 of an inch by 6 3/4 of an inch. And that's the same size as those 2 cover pieces that I was talking about. And you're going to get all these measurements again. And then we're going to need 3 of these pieces. These go in the back part of every page. And these are 4 3/4 of an inch. They come from here, here, and here. They're 4 3/4 of an inch by 4 1/4. And 3 of those. All right, so I'm going to put one of these together, and then I'll show you how the rest of them go as well. So it's going to take one of these. We're going to put it right there. I've also inked the edge of each one of these patterned pieces with Friar Brown ink, my favorite fall color. I've been using this a lot. And I'm just using the applicator and going around each piece quickly, just like that. I like to do all those pieces when I have cut them out. So the first thing, I've got some liquid glue here, Cosmic Shimmer Specialist Acrylic Glue, and just your favorite glue is great. All right, so we're gonna put that right there. You'll notice it has a little bit of a border around 3 sides, and then it's just below this little line right here where the gusset is. Very, very cute, it's adorable. All right, so now we're just gonna leave that just like it is, and we're gonna utilize this as a little bit of a pocket. Okay, so we're gonna take this piece here and we're gonna turn it so that this really sweet gingham is along the top edge. Just like that. Okay, so we're gonna do that 2 more times and I'll be right back. All right, so we've got all of our pieces covered, and now I like to put it in the order that the book is going to go before I move forward, so that way I don't get confused. So the first page, that's going to be the cover, all right? And for that, we're going to go ahead and glue one of these sweet little gingham pages on there. Here we go. So these 2 facing pages are going to have these cute little sort of half pockets in them. And we're going to go to this one. We're going to get another full page right here. I'm going to turn this so this pattern is at the top like the other pieces in this little book. There we go. And that one is going to have a little companion page. And then on the very back, we're going to have another one of those ginghams. And what I love about this paper pack is that it just coordinates so nicely together. It just makes putting this together a breeze. All right, so there's our front. It's gonna be our cover. All right, now we're gonna talk about doing a binding on this before we go any farther. So I have 2 pieces here of binding. They're 2 inches wide by 6 3/4 inches long. And these are that craft paper that I was showing you. Right there. And we're going to score those right down the middle. You can just fold them, but I'm going to be all like using my scoreboard. So you're going to score them on the 1 inch mark, each piece. All right, so now I'm going to fold those. And then make sure you've got that bone folder. If you don't have a bone folder, a butter knife works great. All right, now we're going to take these pieces and we're going to glue them together like that. And you really want to get along that fold. It's kind of the most important part. All right, so when you're done, you're going to have this kind of crazy little W shape. Okay, we're going back to our book. And then you'll notice each side has a sort of open gusset right here. Okay, we are going to glue one of these strips inside each one of those little gussets. All right, so start with the cover. And ideally, you let this dry for about 10 minutes before moving forward. And glue right up there near the fold, that's important. And then the other side as well. Okay, you're gonna open this up. And notice I cut these pieces to 6 3/4 inches because you don't want them too long, you don't want them too short. Come on, get in there. I sort of stuck too soon. There we go. spilled a little glue there. All right, so we're going to do the same thing on this next page. And this is just a really easy way to bind some paper bags for a paper bag book. There are other ways out there. This is just my way. There you go. See, that first one's the tricky one. Now, here's the deal. You want to make sure these line up down here. So I'm a little low, so we're just going to pull that up. This is another good reason to use liquid glue for this, because you do have a little bit of give. If you were using a tape runner, that'd be that. Okay, and then this is where you kind of make your adjustment here. There we go. It's all lined up there. All right, so for the last one, I'm going to open up this one. I'm just going to slide it in. It's kind of the easiest way to do it is when you just kind of go like that. There we go. Now I've got glue all over my fingers. There we go. Slide it into place. Okay, and then you want to make sure, you know, usually you don't have any problem that this is going to close, okay? And then there you go. Oh, I should have brought a little wipe or something. There we go. All right, so let's take a little flip through. And normally, yeah, you're going to let this dry for about 10 minutes, okay? So the next thing we're going to do is make a little binding here. And that's cut, this binding is cut to 7 inches by, I forgot to measure that piece, 7 inches by almost 4.5. All right, so once again, we're going to score this one. Okay, so that's going to be, if it's 4.5 inches, it's going to be 2 1/4 right there. Okay, we're going to fold that in half. There we go. Now, we've got our binding right here. It doesn't look that pretty, so we're going to just put that right there. Sorry, wrong side. We're going to put that right there. So it's going to have this really pretty floral binding right there. Notice I've inked all the edges. All right, so we're going to put glue right up there, right along the top and the bottom. I'm going to do the back first so that we don't have a big old mess. A little bit of glue. All right, so now we're going to do this side. There we go. And then, because we've got this pattern right here with the sort of the gingham buffalo check, we want to make sure that the front for sure kind of follows that. Otherwise it looks kind of funny. It looks like it's slanted. So I'm just going to reposition that. All right, so now we have that nice edge right there. Now we get to do something with the cover. That's always fun. This is that piece that I was telling you about on the front cover of the paper pack. I'm going to grab that. Bang, crash. So, right there, I just took some scissors. Tiny scissors are the best when you're cutting out areas like that. And I just quickly went around and cut those out. So I have a little decoration for my front that I love. And then this is from one of those cutouts. Let me grab those. Okay, here we go. Pumpkin spice. Pumpkins and spice are calling. Absolutely. All right, so that's going to go right there. Very, very cute. Okay, now, here's another thing that you could do. You could make a little closure, and I'm going to be straight up with you. I forgot to put the ribbon closure on. So before you glue the front and back cover on, you could do the closure, but then it got into like the binding and everything. So I'm going to do a little trick, okay? It's another reason why I don't slather a ton of glue on my projects. We're just going to tuck it right in there. This is just a little 3/8 inch wide orange gingham ribbon. And we're just going to put a nice size length in there. And then I'm going to make sure it has glue to really secure itself. We're going to do the same thing on the back. I just think adding a little closure is such a nice little addition to the book. The ribbon looks so pretty. My glue is getting a little clogged under the lights. Let's try that. But it does get a little complicated when you're doing all of these binding pieces to wrap it around before your papers are on. So I thought, okay, you know, I'll just do a little cheat with them. Okay, so you're just going to kind of lift that up a little bit, right in there, just like that. Trim this one. Okay, so you see, there's always a way. All right, so now we're going to glue our little pumpkins right there. We've got our little pumpkin spices calling right here. I think we'll glue that first so we can have that stem be over the front of that. Pumpkins and spice are calling. Okay, just like that. Cover done. Normally I would let that dry for a few minutes, but we're moving on. Now we get to do the fun bits. I have one more sort of little technique to show you that requires a couple of patterns. So we've got 2 digital downloads this time. And this one is to make a pocket. Okay, it's kind of a cool flippy pocket that you can put tags in. So here's my little pattern that will be a digital download. Right now it's just a sketch. Okay, and that's how it looks when I cut it out and traced it onto the craft colored lightweight paper. All right, and what we're going to do first is we're going to fold this piece up. I've already scored all this pieces right here. I'm going to fold this piece up, and we're going to just put a little line of glue here and here, not so much at the top because we don't want to seep out. And then that's going to look like that. And then we need to score right here because this little cutie is going to go right in here and it's going to flip-flap out to be a little tag holder. So we're going to need our scoreboard. Okay, and because we're having it flip-flap around something that's pretty thick, we're going to score it twice. All right, so the first score is going to go right here. Okay, and then I want to make sure I have enough space for my tag. So I've cut my pattern for my tag. And you want to leave enough space here and here for that tag to move in and out. So if I put another score line there, it's going to leave plenty of room. So we're going to do just another score line, like 1/8 of an inch over. All right. And then we're going to fold both of those lines, and that just makes a big difference when it is wrapping around one of our pages. I didn't score that one as well as I could have. There we go. All right, let's bring our little book back. All right, so then what we can do is we're going to put some glue right here. So that's like one piece now. All right, now we're going to put glue on the front and the back, but I want to make sure really quick that, here's our top. I'm going to glue this in here. Yep, that's going to work well. So we're going to put first glue right there, right along that first fold line. And I always have to make sure my top right there is right there. When you're working with everything's brown, like your craft paper's brown, you want to make sure it works. All right, so we've got that glued just to that first fold line, and this is why. Now look at that. It's folding over that so nicely and has a little bit of a space there. That's what we're talking about. Okay, so we want to get that all nice and in there, and that gusset is all good. All right, let's work on the tags. All right, before we jump to the tags, you can see here that I've covered the front and back of this with some paper. And I did want to show you also, you can make a little notch here by using a little circle punch. And if you were organized or had somebody tell you this ahead of time like me, you would do this before you would glue this in the pocket. But it's not too late to do it. So in case you forget to, let me show you how you want to do this. Okay, so we're just gonna turn this over, okay, and put our little circle right there. We're just gonna go like that, except we're gonna go bigger. There we go. That was silly. Okay, so now let's work on the tags. So you've got your tag pattern right here. Okay, this one right here makes a little small tag, okay, that fits over the top of the big tag, okay? So what you want to do with your big tag, I gotta go grab a big tag. Okay, here's our big tag pattern. So you can take this one and glue it right over the top of this one, and you'll have this nice little border around it. But you can also make something like this, where it is a card, okay? So how is this done? You take the first number 1 pattern, you take that lightweight craft paper, and you put this right over the top of that. I like to align the 2 edges, less cutting. And then, see how it's just overlapping the fold on this cardstock, in this craft paper? Just overlapping that. And so we're gonna take a pencil, and we're just going to, while that's overlapped, all right, and then, oh, I did that pretty light, hope you can see that. We're just gonna cut that out, and that's how you're gonna get this shape. And then you're gonna trace this onto your sweet little tan and brown gingham paper, and this is one of those great little cutouts. This piece right here is just a smaller tag with inked edges on the inside. You could do one for the back, but I went ahead and just put this right there, little cutout. And then, so cool, this is just gonna fit right in there, all right? And we can take even another little bit of ribbon and we can glue that right there. I'm gonna do that at the very end. And now we get to do the fun part and decorate all of these pages with photos and some surprises. All right, our little book is all done. I thought we would just do a little flip through here. Our little last minute ribbon binding. Open this up and we have got space for special recipes. That was sort of my inspiration for this book. Thanksgiving is coming and my grandma made the greatest pumpkin pie. So my mom made wonderful green salads with homemade dressing. So I've got their recipes in here, and it's really wonderful to make these and share them with family members when you're gathering together for the holidays. You can do this at Christmas as well. A really great way to share recipe cards that are one of a kind is to photocopy them. But here's the tip, photocopy them by color copying them or scan them and color print them, because you don't want to miss out the stains and the spills and all the wrinkles in them and the use and the wear, and that's just part of possessing those. And that patina that they have on there is really a wonderful thing to have. So definitely use that color copy feature. And then we've got our little room for our pockets up here at the top. Remember, there's a gusset right there in the middle, so there's a place to put one here and right there. Same here for this one. Just made a little tag here and I stuck that there. We've got our little flip flap tag. Move that over. And then it's always nice to have a photo of the person that you're remembering, the person that you're honoring with this little book. I'm not sure what to call this. I'm not sure if it's a little memory book or if it's a Thanksgiving recipe book. You can make this whatever you would like, and that's what's important. It's whatever inspires you. This is what inspired me, and I love all the little pockets and places where you can put your recipes. So thanks so much for joining me today. I really appreciate that, you sticking with me to the end. Here's the little deal, you guys. If you subscribe, like, and comment, we are going to choose one of you at random to win this book, minus the photos and the recipes. Those are mine. And we'll send this to you. So you can use it as a template, hopefully, to make your own, or you can keep it or you can share it. So I just want it to be a little special keepsake for someone. So the winner will be announced in next week's video. So you got to tune in and watch next week's video. So don't forget, if you're so inclined, to like, comment, and subscribe to my new little channel. It really helps a lot. If you don't want to subscribe, a thumbs up is really helpful. And I just like hearing what you think about these things, so a comment would be appreciated as well. Thanks for joining me today, and I'll see you next time.